just where things stand with Mason McTavish right now.
You know what? We made the selection. I know that he's not committed 100% to the OHL. He's, has different, options as all these young players do. So we felt as we went through the draft evaluation that he was a young man that has tremendous upside, elite shot, and somebody that would be, a very strong forward for the Peterborough Petes moving forward. And our estimation, we were able to select them at 5th, and we had him rated even higher than that. So we were excited to be able to select him at that point in the draft.
Any communication with him or his reps today or last night since to get even any more of a feel of whether there's a chance?
Minimal communication. Certainly they've had a busy time. Mason's team was competing in the regional TELUS Cup Championship, and so they've been extremely busy with that event as well. So, it's a busy time for everybody with that event and then the draft. So, we'll continue to reach out.
You went through this last year. You didn't hesitate to take another gamble again.
Well, you know what? We feel that in order to move forward with our group, we owe it to the players and to the fans to select the best players available when it's our opportunity to select. And we felt that at that point in the draft, he was the best player, hands down.
Do you have any more hope than you did last year that you could be successful in recruiting him?
We're going to continue to show Mason and his family and his representatives that the Peterborough Petes is a great team. Peterborough's a great city to come and develop both as a hockey player and as a person. Certainly our coaching staff, I think this year headed by Rob Wilson, who now has a year under his belt at the junior level, did a tremendous job and demonstrated an ability to work with our players individually to improve their skills, and then collectively as a group improve as a group, and that's exactly what we did this last year. And the players were excited at the end of the year, disappointed about the results, but excited about what the future holds moving forward.
Are you concerned about how this reflects on the team happening 2 years in a row?
You know what? There's many players that have many different opportunities, and this type of scenario is not unique to Peterborough. Many teams throughout the Ontario Hockey League at times are faced with players who have options that want to explore those options, and that's certainly understandable, and I certainly respect the fact that the players are in that position.
Do you have a feeling, though, for why they're hesitating here?
You know what? We've had some brief discussions with them, but I would say that when we discuss those, the opportunities and what Peterborough has to offer, and maybe what some of his issues, or not issues, I should say, it's his options, what he is going to take into consideration before making a decision on what's best for him. I think that's best left between the Peterborough Petes and Mason McTavish and his family.
What's the most important part of your pitch to players?
Well, I just think that we've got a tremendous coaching staff. I think we've got a tremendous community. I think our players are given an opportunity to develop on the ice and off the ice. We have a great support staff and a great network beyond the hockey to help with their development as individuals through our academic advisors, through the support programs that we afford players off the ice, through leadership and teamwork, in addition to the excellent coaching that we have, to help them achieve their goals of playing in the National Hockey League.
Rare instance where a player has dual passports for a guy that you're drafting, a Canadian kid. So when you're really going up against that, how much harder is it to sell them?
Yeah, you know what? Everybody has different situations. Each player is unique in his own right. So, we'll continue to do what we do and improve our program as we can, and make decisions that are in the best interest of the Peterborough Petes, and we'll move forward.
Have you done any kind of navel gazing, though, a little bit about why this is sort of happening? Or?
You know what? Again, it's not unique just to Peterborough. I think players, have opportunities, and so certainly each year we sit down and reflect on how we can make our program better, and certainly we did that last year and made some changes. And I know over the past few days. We've made some, we've had lots of discussions since the end of the year. A lot of the discussion has been leading up to the draft, but I know in the coming days and weeks, myself and the coaching staff will again sit down and talk about different ways that we can enhance the program and make it an even better experience for our players.
You're worried that there's a perception about Peterborough that's no longer true, that it's out of date, but you can't shake it.
We had exit meetings with our players at the end of the year. Each and every player spoke very highly of what we do here in Peterborough. Some of the players have had an opportunity to play in other OHL centers with other OHL teams. And in discussing with them what we provide our players, they were very clear that we provide our players with the same tools and the same resources that many of the other OHL teams provide. I think that a lot of the players are excited about what we have here moving forward and looking forward to hitting the ice for next September.
Before we move on to other players, any more on that topic?
I just want to ask one question. Just about, as a general manager, how frustrating is it for yourself when you have kids that declare for the draft and you want to build your team, make it better, and then the top prospects, are saying no or questioning coming to Peterborough?
Well, again, it's not unique to Peterborough. There's, players, and it's not unique this year. Each and every year, players have an opportunity to make decisions that they feel is in the best interest of their hockey development and also their academic development. So it's not unique to Peterborough, and so we'll continue to showcase why the Petes and why the city of Peterborough is a great opportunity for young players to come from a hockey standpoint, from an academic standpoint, and also from a personal development standpoint.
J.R. Avon, tell us a little bit about him and your selection there.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you're able to add a hometown boy, and J.R. is a player that from start of the year to the end of the year showed a lot of steady improvement, an increase in his development. He's a player that has a tremendous amount of speed, and when we were speaking with the coaches at the end of the year, one of the areas that we wanted to improve on, if possible, through the draft was to add some players with speed, and JR certainly is somebody that's going to bring that to the table.
Has a nice connection to the organization through his stepfather?
Yeah, certainly, with Steve Larmer, connection there, and, his mother's a long time, born and raised here in Peterborough, and somebody that I'm familiar with, and I know he's excited to be able to carry on in the maroon and white, and we're excited to have him join our group, and we think he's going to be a very good player for the Peterborough Petes for years to come.
Talk specifically about his skill set.
Well, he's got tremendous speed. I think this year he showed that he has an ability to score some highlight reel goals. What's impressive about him and that his team was that, in the games that really mattered at different tournaments and whatnot, they seem to always be able to get themselves into that playoff round, and so they showed as a group that they could compete with some of the top teams in Ontario, and quite often the games where they had success, they were led by JR.
And the story you keep hearing about him is just how much he's risen up the rankings.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's a year where players they come into the draft year and a little bit under the radar, and as the year went on, JR kept getting better and better and playing better and better in those meaningful games, and that's what you want to look for in these players. Their development, they're on the rise, so the projection and the development is on the increase. Artem is, a big defenseman, big, solid, steady, has the ability to make a good first pass. He likes to be physical and, likes to challenge players in the corner and in the boards and along the wall. And, somebody that's not going to be intimidated when coming back in our own end to get a puck. And so I think he's somebody that, will really benefit from the style of play that our coaches want to implement, moving forward.
It's nice when you're able to sort of balance the forward defense, two forwards of defense, and have that balance early in the draft.
Yeah, exactly. We were very excited about the two forwards we are able to select, and then we were able to select, Artem, who we had ranked considerably higher than where we were able to select him, and we're confident that he'll be able to step into the league right away, and join the group that we have returning and be part of the good things to come.
Yeah, there are a lot. Sorry.
On those first 3 picks, was it a unanimous decision for 5th, 11th, and then Artem as well for 22nd amongst you and the scouts and everybody?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time yesterday just hammering out exactly what the order of our players would be, and according to the way we were able to select them, we got them in the right order, and I know our entire group is very excited about being able to select all 3 players.
I was going to say that I'd seen prospects lists that had Artem as a first-round pick, so you weren't alone in sort of having him higher, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I know there's a lot of different different periodicals out there and independent scouting companies that all put together their own rankings. For us, like I mentioned earlier, we had him ranked considerably higher than where we selected him, and so we're excited to have him as a Peterborough Pete.
And maybe just a quick word on the other 2 keys.
Yeah, Robertson, young Robertson boy, with the Marlies, a teammate of Artem's. So we think he brings a good skill set up front to contribute offensively. He played on a strong Toronto Marley team that made it all the way to the GTHL finals, and when you gain that experience, it's experience you're going to bring forward with you at the next level. So it'll be make it a little more comfortable for both Artem and young Robertson coming in, knowing that they're familiar with one another. And then with the next pick, young Kavanaugh, the defenseman from Sudbury, he's somebody that we'd noticed again throughout the year. Had an injury at the start of the year that maybe would have slowed him down a little bit, but he's a player that kept getting better and better as the season went on.
And again, sort of his skill set.
He's a defenseman that's got some offensive puck skills, has good vision, able to make a good pass out of his own end, and at the same time jump in when it's available to him to jump in to help create some offense.
I assume Robertson's not related to your Robertson?
Nope, no relation whatsoever.
No. Anything else, Scott?
Perfect. Okay. Thanks very much, folks. Thank you. I get a run for that. We're already up.